Pleasant and wonderful morning, everyone. We are grateful and happy to see you all to this important activity that we will be having this morning, the Dissemination Forum on the 2023 Economic Performance of Summer. To Ma'am Rosalina Quintali, the Assistant Provincial and Development Coordinator of Summer, thank you for accepting our request to give a statement on the provincial product account for the estimate on the economic performance of the province. To all of you present here, our partners in the South National Statistical System, thank you very much for sparing your time for this important event. And of course, to our colleagues from PSA Central Office, Sir Sani Gutierrez and Sir Carlos Mendoza from the Central Statistics Office, thank you for traveling all the way from Manila to Samar. Galing pa sila ng Maropa, actually hindi pa sila natulog. So, talagang trabaho, walang pasyalan. Thank you so much for coming in order to raise this activity and show the support of the management from Central Office. And of course, to answer the questions later. Pastor Sani, Charlie. Okay, thank you so much. And of course, our colleagues in PSA Samar, led by the Chief Statistical Specialist, Ma'am Liza and Moraleta. Thank you so much for all the hardships and dedications for the realization of this important activity of the PSA. During my first few years with the then National Statistical Coordination Board, that was decades ago, about 3 decades ago, there was already a cry for a local level data on GDP or PPA estimation. After the long years of crafting the methodologies for the compilation of this account, we have reached this moment. PSA released the results of the PPA through a series of provincial dissemination forum, starting November 12 until December 9. Kaya wala silang talaga, iniikot nila yung buong Pilipinas. This is the first time that the PSA releases the PPA for all 82 provinces and 33 highly organized cities in the country. This means we are making history today, and you are part of it. PPA estimation is now institutionalized. The PPA measures the economic performance of a province or each using at a given time. This is consistent with the national and regional accounts of the Philippines. So if we add all the PPAs of the 6 provinces in the region, that will total or equal to the GIDP of Eastern Visayas. Pag i-add natin lahat ng PPAs, GIDP yung results. And if we add also the GIDP of all the regions in the country, that is equal to the GDP of the Philippines, gross domestic product of the Philippines. If isama pa natin yung net export, import, export, yung net niya, that will give us the gross national income of the country. We acknowledge that in the PPA compilation, we encounter a number of challenges, such as yung mga raw data natin remains unprocessed, kaya napakarami ng raw data at the local level, but they remain unprocessed. Inavailability we have encouraged too that we have a strong support of the different agencies and NGOs in the province, particularly your local chief executives. With your continued support and commitment, we in the PSA are encouraged to do our part to produce relevant and timely statistics for an evidence-based planning and decision-making at the local level. Now we are eager to know the economic performance of your province. Are you eager? Do you like to know the economic performance of your province? Yes? Parang hindi. Parang hindi. O alam niyo na ba? Alam niyo na ba kung which of the sectors in the province are contributing to the growth of the economy in the province? Alam niyo na hindi pa? Gusto niyo ba malaman? Yes. Of course, kasi nandito kayo, no? So, we are happy indeed that you are here. It shows that you are supporting our effort, our endeavor of improving statistics so that we can provide an evidence-based, or we can support an evidence-based decision-making of the country. Later, CSS Moraleta will satisfy your excitement. Excited ba talaga kayo? Excited hindi? Hindi ko na-feel yung excitement niyo. Parang kami excited. No? Sa PSA, mag-start na yung estimation, and then yung last day, presentation na of the GDP, ano na kami. Kinakabahan na kami, ano kaya tayo? Kulelat ba tayo? Nasaan tayo? Ano yung sector na contributing to the economy? So, kasi during deliberation, pinapakita yung contribution ng different regions. So, in your case, yung makikita nyo for now, the performance of the economic performance of your province. Mamaya, makikita nyo rin yung contribution of the different sectors, no? So, malalaman nyo sino ba talaga o anong sector ba talaga is giving big share to the economic performance of your province. So, I will not say much. Marami pang sasabihin. Our regional director namin, si Ma'am Perante, you will hear a message from her in an ABP. And then, mamaya, si Mr. Sani, he will also give the message of our national statistician, Claire Dennis Mapa. So, without much ado, hindi ko na ito papahabain para malilin na yung economic performance of your province. So, again, enjoy the day, and again, thank you. A pleasant morning to everyone.
Thank you, Ma'am Zonia. And now, let us call on Senior Statistical Specialist, Sir Sonny U. Gutierrez, to deliver the message from our National Statistician and General Service Registrar General.
Magandang araw po sa lahat. Please allow me to give the message of our National Statistician and Civil Registrar General, Undersecretary Claire Dennis Mapa. To Regional Director Wilma A. Perante, to PSA Samar, Provincial Head Ma'am Risa A. Moraleta, PSA RSSO 8 Representative Ma'am Sonia C. Salazar, Provincial Planning and Development Officer, Engineer Rosalina Itali, Technical Staff from the Macro Economic Account Service, Engineer Harvey Ross Mendoza, valued stakeholders, data partners from the government and private agencies, local government officials, representative from the academy, members of the media, and to my colleague in the regional and provincial offices. Good day. A pleasant day to all. I am delighted to see you all gathered today for the release of the 2023 Provincial Product Accounts Data Dissemination Forum of your province. This moment marks a significant milestone in our PPA journey toward comprehensive economic understanding and development at the local level. For the first time, we are releasing the PPA of all 82 provinces and 33 highly urbanized cities across the country, providing each province and HUCV gross domestic product estimates. This achievement is a testament to the Philippine Statistics Authority commitment in generating and providing every province and HUC with the economic data essential for informed decision making. These GDP estimates are more than just numbers. There are stories behind these numbers. They are a powerful tool for empowering local governments to understand the economic pulse of their area. Now, each province and city can track economic growth, identify challenges, and set specific data-driven targets for inclusive development. This localized data can help us understand the economic realities across the country, highlighting each unique strengths and opportunities, and supporting efforts towards balanced local economic growth. The Provincial Product Accounts initiative began in 2021, initially covering only few regions. Thanks to the support of the PSA Board, local government units, the leagues of the governor, our partners with the Department of Interior and Local Government, and to all our data partners. The PPA now covers the entire Philippines. This expansion is toward institutionalizing the PPA by 2025, ensuring every province and HUC has a sustained source of high-quality economic data. As we come to the end of this undertaking for 2024, I would like to thank everyone for allotting your time and effort to this activity. Alongside with this, I would like to join everyone for your support and enthusiasm on the other PSA initiatives, in particular the PSA LGU Data Sharing Project, or the PLDS for Business Registry. The household and industry-based surveys that we regularly conduct, such as the Family Income and Expenditure Survey, or the FIES, and the annual and the quarterly survey on Philippine business and industry, or the ASNDI. The output from these activities are crucial to the development and institutionalization of the provincial product accounts. Finally, let me express my gratitude to all PSA personnel and staff, especially from the Macroeconomic Account Service, Regional Statistical Service Offices, Provincial Statistical Offices, and to our stakeholders from the various government agencies, local government agencies, and private institutions for their continued efforts and commitment to strengthen our provincial level development and planning through our PPA. Thank you for joining us on this historic day. Let us continue to work to make data-driven development a reality for every Filipino. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sir Sonny. And now, let us hear Maria Audio's presentation
It manifests your interest and eagerness to know the results of the cross-domestic product of the provinces and long highly organized city, a global city in Eastern Visayas. Today, we are simultaneously conducting the data examination on the 2023 results of the provincial product accounts in all the provinces and the global city in Eastern Visayas. My greetings to all the governors, city municipal mayors, provincial, city municipal development coordinators, directors and staff from national agencies, other officials and staff from government units, friends from the media and academy, PSA officials and staff, especially from the Macro Account Service, ladies and gentlemen, magandang araw po sa lahat at mabuhay. The Philippine Statistics Authority or PSA, under the Republic Act N625, other known as the Philippine Statistical Act of 2013, is mandated, among others, to compile and maintain macroeconomic accounts and indicators at the national and sub-national levels. The provincial product accounts of what we call PPA is a mechanism used by PSA to compile annual estimates of the gross domestic product or GDP by province and highly organized city, consistent with the national and regional accounts of the Philippines. This year, 2024, all provinces and HUC of Eastern Visayas continued implementing PPA, which was initiated in 2020, along with several other private regions. As of 2024, there are a total of 82 provinces and 33 agencies actively compiling PPA. The PPA provides a suitable measure of economic performance and serves as a source of indicators to monitor the economic development or progress at the local level. It is viewed as a means to strengthen the planning and decision-making of city, provincial policymakers and stakeholders in crafting evidence-based programs and policies. Last 25 year, PSA disseminated the 2023 gross regional domestic product. The results reveal that Eastern Visayas economy grew by 6.4% in 2020. The economic growth was driven by the positive performance of the three major industries. The total value of goods and services in the region as measured by the GDP increased to 523.56 billion pesos in 2023 from 492.18 billion pesos in 2022. The regional economy gained 31.38 billion pesos during the reference period. So today, you will know the contribution of the provinces and HUC to the regional GDP. Excited na po ba tayo? Ako excited na. Kayo excited na rin ba? So before I end my message, allow me to express my sincere thanks and commendation to all data sources and local government units for the timely provision of data. Siyempre, pag wala kayo, wala data from LGUs sa ating mga partners and stakeholders, wala tayong pipili ngayon. Of course, for all the support and cooperation for the successful operation of the PPA in the region. We hope to continue strengthening our relationship in coming up with quality, timely, and relevant annual provincial product accounts. Also, my grateful appreciation to the team of PSA, Macro Account Service, and the SSA for the assistance, particularly the technical assistance and guidance throughout the process and investigation. To all of you, my warmest congratulations for the successful generation of the economic performance systems of all provinces of the global city in the region. We hope with the generation of this consolidated data for economic performance and PPA, we will be able to
colleagues from the PSA headquarters were here, Mr. Harvey Mendoza, Sonny Gutierrez, and from regional office, Ms. Sonia Salazar, the representative from the Provincial Planning and Development Office, Ma'am Ayen Itali, friends from the media, colleagues from PDC Samar, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. So I am pleased to present the 2023 economic performance of the province of Samar. The outline of my presentation is in the following order: the economic performance of the province, followed by the performances of the 3 major industries, as well as the performances of the 16 production industries. Then, the per capita GDP, the performance of Samar as compared with other provinces, then the data sources. So let me begin with the performance of the economy of the province of Samar. The economy of Samar in 2023 grew by 6.1% from the level in 2022. So this represents an increase in the value of the gross domestic product from 57.83 billion pesos in 2022 to 61.35 billion pesos in 2023. Although the growth in 2023 is slightly lower than the previous year, the economy continues to expand. So in terms of major industries, all 3 recorded positive growth in 2023 from their levels in 2022. Industry recorded a growth of 6.9%. Agri, forestry, and fishing grew by 6.5%, and services expanded by 5.5%. Now let's proceed to the share of these 3 major industries to the economy of the province. Services had the biggest share, accounting for 50.6% of the total economy of Samar. Industry closely followed with a share of 25.9%. Meanwhile, agri, forestry, and fishing had a share of 23.5%. So services contributed more than half of the province economy. So in terms of performance, the 16 production industries, 12 contributed positively to the growth of the economy. Major contributors to the growth were agri, forestry, and fishing, contributed 1.5 percentage points, construction with 1.3 percentage points, electricity, steam, water, and waste management contributed 0.9 percentage points to the 6.1% growth of the province of Samar in 2023. Meanwhile, the top 3 fastest growing industries were accommodation and food services activities by 25.7%, transportation storage by 19.1%. So, ano na po din ang mga atong mga freight, ang atong mga Shopee, ang atong mga Lazada. So, included also sa transport storage. And other services, 15.4%. Ano po ang under sa services? We have the mga spa, mga under the other services. Next, we proceed to the economic structure of Samar province. Among the 16 industries in the province, agriculture, forestry, and fishing ranks first with a share of 23.5%, followed by wholesale and retail trade, repair of motor vehicles and motorcycles with 13.4%, construction with 11.7% share, and education with 10.8%. These top four industries contributed more than half, or 59.4% of the economy of the province. So we have agri, wholesale and retail trade, education and construction. So ang top four major industries. Next slide. So this slide presents the per capita GDP of the province in 2023. Per capita GDP is the estimated average contribution of each individual to the total GDP. So it is computed by dividing the GDP of the province by the total population of the province. The per capita GDP of Samar was estimated at 72,787 pesos in 2023. This is 5.3% higher than the 69,142 pesos recorded in 2022. So the succeeding slides of my presentation present the economic performance of Samar vis-a-vis the provinces in Eastern Visayas. Next slide. So of the 6 provinces and 1 AGC in the region, Eastern Samar recorded the fastest growth at 8.1%. This is followed by Southern Leyte and City of Tacloban with a growth of 7.3% and 6.9% respectively. These are also faster than the region's growth rate. Meanwhile, Samar ranked 6th with a growth of 6.1%. So as mentioned by R.D. Vilma, atong Region 8 economy grew by 6.4%. So Samar, 6.1%. In 2023, the region's economy was valued at 523.6 billion pesos. So looking at the share of the provinces and HUC, Samar had a share of 11.7% to the economy of the region. Meanwhile, Leyte had the biggest share of 49.9%. So almost half of the region's economy is contributed by Leyte province. So let's proceed to the major industries of Eastern Visayas. First, in terms of total agri, forestry, and fishery. The region's AFF posted a positive growth of 3.8%. So of the 6 provinces in Eastern Visayas, Leyte recorded the fastest growth of 9.4%, followed by Southern Leyte with 7.7%, and Samar recorded the 3rd fastest growth rate at 6.5%. So the share, Samar posted the 2nd biggest share in terms of agri, forestry, and fishery at 23.1%. Leyte contributed 36.5%. So this is in terms of the agri, forestry, and fishery. So for the industry, the region's industry grew by 5.8%. Of the 6 provinces in Eastern Visayas, Biliran recorded the fastest growth at 13.9%, followed by Eastern Samar and Northern Samar with a growth of 11.4% and 7.8% respectively, while Samar recorded 4th with a growth of 6.9%. share of 67.5%. In terms of the total service of Eastern Visayas, Eastern Samar recorded the fastest growth at 8.7%, followed by Biliran and Leyte with a growth of 8.7% and 8.3% respectively. Samar reported the lowest growth at 5.5%. Nasa lowest na format. So Samar had a share of 12.4%. Leyte contributed 38.3%. So in terms of per capita GDP, City of Tacloban had the highest per capita GDP at 202,694 pesos. Moreover, the 7 economies in the region, 2 economies posted per capita higher than the regional average, while Samar is one of those with the lower per capita than the regional average. Next. So for the data sources, I would like to acknowledge our valued data sources, which include the national agencies, the local government units, and the PSA. Next slide. So we have the Bangko Sentro ng Pilipinas, the CAA, COA, DBM, DepEd, Department of Energy, DNR, Department of Finance, DOH, Department of Migrant Workers, DPWH, Department of Tourism, LTO, LTFRB, the Local Water Utilities Administration, the Insurance Commission, the NIA, the National Electrification Administration, National Grid Corporation of the Philippines, the Telecommunications Commission, NIA, National Irrigation Administration, the PPA, Philippine Ports Authority, Philippine Postal Corporation, PSA, the Securities and Exchange Commission, the Sugar Regulatory Administration, of course, ang ating local government units, especially sa ating mga PPLOs, for providing us the data needed in the estimation of provincial partners. Thank you very much.
And now, as we disseminate the IAC materials for this forum, we are pleased to present via audiovisual presentation the 2023 Economic Performance Sub-Sum. Provincial Government Assistant Department and Provincial Planning and Development Office to give us a statement on the 2022 economic performance of Samar Province.
My respect to Ma'am Sonia Singh-Salazar, Mr. Sunny Gutierrez, and Mr. Harvey Mendoza of the PSA Central Officers, Ma'am Lisa and Moraleta, the representatives of the local government units from the provincial government, city, and municipality, the PSA staff, guests, maupay na aga. Maupay na aga. So, on behalf of the provincial government of Samar, headed by our local chief executive, the Honorable Sharian Hitan, and as well as our officer in charge of the Provincial Planning and Development Office, Engineer Virginia Helgano, may I share the statement of the office on the highlights of the 2022 to 2023 provincial product accounts of the province of Samar. So, may 7 key points and we hatag and PSA. On the first point, economic performance of the province. So, ano mga key contributor to the economic performance? One of the key factors contributing to this economic performance is the Smart Samar Development Agenda, along with the collaborative efforts with the local government, national government, and private sector. So, as mentioned earlier by Ma'am Lisa, of the 16 industries, there are 2 fastest industries booming here, showing fastest growth rates recorded are the 2 major industries, these 2 industries, the accommodation and food services activities, as well as the transportation and storage, with growth rate of 25.7 and 19.1% respectively. So these 2 industries registered the highest growth rates, benefited from various programs and projects and activities designed to stimulate this sector. So, ano po ang mga key contributors? One is the tourism development programs of the province of Samar. This includes the Smart Samar Tourism Marketing Campaign, such as the another mga major mga activities like the San Juanico Bridge Lighting, the Mabaysay Cultural River Cruise in Basay. We have also the culinary tourism, an add-on secret kitchen of Samar. May nakita Kusina di Maraco, as well as the development of Tandaya Trail 1, the enhancement of the Basay, Maraco, and Santa Rita tourism areas. Another contributor is the infrastructure development program, such as the improvement of the Cabayong Airport, the road development leading to tourism areas, the Tandaya Hall, hindi nga aton venue niya na, kaya Tandaya Hall improvement. So, damang bisita na niya aton because of this venue. Another contributor, Catalog, is the digital transformation and marketing. So, the presence of online booking platforms, mobile payment systems, social media, and influencer collaboration also contributed to this, to the growth of the accommodation and transportation industries. Another are the event-based initiatives such as the hosting of Tandaya Festival, mga trade fairs, meetings, conferences, among others. Another is the rise of e-commerce. So, the expansion of e-commerce is for the demand for warehouses, distribution centers such as the GNT, the Flash, Shopee Express, LBC, Japan, AP Cargo, etc. Another contributor is the resumption So, in-improve natin ng Bayog Airport, as well as the sea transport services. So, in Bayog, present na ang mga shipping companies like Cook Shipping, Sika, Rugby Shipping, diba? And lastly, the strong government and private sector support. So the strong collaboration among the local and national government and private sectors and other stakeholders also contributed to this economic performance. So this combined effort significantly boosted the demand, improved the service delivery, and elevated the province overall GDP contribution. Next point. What are the industries requiring intervention based on the latest PPE results? As shown earlier, there are certain industries in the province that require targeted interventions to support or further boost economic growth, one of which is the food and accommodation industry. While this industry registered a very high growth rate of 27.5, however, its overall contribution to the province economy remains relatively low. Another sector is the agriculture, fishery, and forestry. While this industry registered a slow growth rate of 6.5, however, its overall contribution to the province economy of 25.9 is relatively high. And another is the manufacturing industry. The manufacturing sector recorded a negative growth rate, so this highlights the need for immediate intervention. Point number 3, alignment to the latest PPE with the economic targets for the province. The 2023 PPE results aligned with the province's vision of becoming a globally competitive province, recognized as the prime tourist and investment destination. The consistent economic growth, highlighted by the development of key industries such as tourism, accommodation, and food services, reflects the progress towards this goal. So next point, the economic, social, and environmental factors impacting the province economy in 2024. So, kumbaga next year, okay, 2024 yan naman. So, these are the factors. The province is poised for significant changes in 2024, influenced by a mix of economic, social, and environmental factors. Economic factors will include the opening of our Metro Gaisano Mall, diba? Another is the continuing development of the Tandaya Trails 2 and 3 Pangani Anto, Yabo, Katalogan, and 3 naman, and First District na tourism areas. Another opening of 7-Eleven stores in Central Towns na napapansin natin, iba naman it's 7-Eleven by the Nakita McDonald. Another economic factors, the reclamation projects in Catalogan. So this also would boost our economic activities. Another, the Catalogan Airport development, which is set to operate next year, hopefully, survey. And of course, the upcoming convention center. There is already a convention center in Hamay, Haranihan Metro. It will be a potential venue for the events. Social factors contributing to the economy this year, 2024, includes also the sports complex at Iligtuwa, nag-start na at land development. The ongoing conduct of hospital sa barangay services. So, ang hospital services nakaka-reach na ang mga 100 yung malalayong mga lugar. The improvement of the ongoing pa improvement may i-add pa sa hall. There is also the Summer Island Medical School na nag-start na in ko sa Summer State University. First year na, may mga enroll na. Nakikita din namin na yung Summer Island Medical Center in Calvayo, malaki rin ang maitutulong sa ating social sector. In terms of environmental factors naman, of course, yung mga most probably maka-immit ng development, yung natural hazard, the occurrence of typhoon, kasi masyadong typhoon belt po, nasa typhoon belt po yung province of Samar. So it would affect the agriculture sector and other economic activities. Other environmental factors also include the effects of climate change. So ano natin, sea level rise, would also affect the economic activity as well as the occurrence of red tide. The interplay of these economic, social, and environmental factors presents both opportunities and challenges. So strategic planning and proactive intervention will be essential to harness positive impacts while mitigating risk. So another point 5 na po tayo, economic outlook for the province in the next few years. So given the current economic performance, the outlook of the province over the next few years is positive po. The steady growth in the key industries such as tourism, accommodation, food services, and infrastructure development, coupled with the strategic investment in healthcare, education, urbanization, indicates strong potential for sustained economic growth. 6, pang-anim na point po. Economic policies and programs integrated into Samar's mid-term, long-term development plan expected to help the economy in the long run. So the province is strategically positioning itself as a globally competitive prime tourist and investment destination province, leveraging its location as the main gateway from Luzon to Mindanao via the Pan-Philippine Highway or the Maharlika Highway. A robust combination of economic policies and programs integrated into the provincial development and physical framework plan underscore this vision. So the initiatives include the following. 1, the proposed major development areas such as the Smart City and Santa Rita Grading Development, the Paranas Transport Terminal and Tourism Facilities, the Tandayan Trails in the 1st District, Catalogan recognition projects, among others. In terms of business and investment promotion, there will be regular level of investment forums to attract more investors and the business-friendly policies of the province. Another area would be infrastructure development. So mga major development projects would include the construction of Samar Island boundary connectivity, so connecting provinces in the Samar Island. The Philippine Rural Development Project, as well as the Catalogan Deep Sea Port Development, among others. In terms of enterprise development, there is the Bamboo Industry Development, the proposed ongoing Samar Daily Cotton Enterprise Development, the tapping of the blue economy, the multi-hatchery in Basay. In terms of social, economic, and environmental programs naman, we have the Summer Green Reward Project and hopefully the housing projects in Catalogan. So what are the expected long-term economic benefits? This would include tourism growth, enhanced connectivity, sustainable development, and investment attractions. So by integrating these policies and programs into the development framework of Samar, the province is positioned to achieve its vision of becoming a globally competitive province. Globally competitive prime tourist and investment destination province, and ensuring sustained economic progress in the long run. Lastly, the contribution of the PPA to economic and development planning. The provincial product account has been instrumental in driving economic and development planning in Samar. The insights generated in the PPA have significantly contributed to 1. Informed decision making. Number 2, better resource allocation. And 3, targeted sectoral interventions. Suggestions to enhance the data support for PPE compilation would include number 1, siguro dalawa lang po yung suggestion namin, the adoption of advanced technologies like the use of geospatial technologies to map economic activity and identify the untapped opportunities. And pangalawa, yung try po ng ating local government units na baka pwede mag-access po sila ng city municipal product accounts para alam naman nila doon sa baba kung paano nakaka-up sa atin yung provincial product account. So in conclusion, the 2023 PPE results align closely with the province's vision of becoming a globally competitive province recognized as a prime tourist and investment destination. The provincial government of Samar, through the Governor Sherry Antiban, expresses gratitude to the Provincial Statistics Authority for their continued efforts in producing these vital economic accounts. Additionally, many cities and municipalities have expressed their interest in having access to city municipal product accounts, and we support this call as it will further aid local planning and development. Lastly, we look forward to continuing our collaboration efforts to build a prosperous and sustainable economy of the province of Samar. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ma'am Rosalina. At this point, we would like to open the floor for questions. To help us guide through the forum, let us welcome our moderator for today's event, Statistical Analyst of PSA Samar, Sir Ruby Vallejo.
I'm Ruby. I will be the moderator for today's dissemination forum. So for any of the agencies present here, if you have questions, kindly go proceed to the center. We have a mic there. Kindly mention your name and your agency and your question. In the interest of time, we would request or we would suggest that the questions that you will be raising should be relevant and related to what has been discussed or presented to today's forum. So, anyone may raise their hand, or if not, proceed to the center of where the mic is located.
It's all about the biggest factor of the triggers in the province of Samar, and nationwide, especially the fishing and I think forestry and also Makalako. Let us talk about the specific LGU na mayroon pong malaking contributions in terms of economic growth in Samar. That's so long and okay. Thank you.
Thank you for the question. Actually, we don't have this aggregation by municipality. For now, wala pa tayong data, PPA by city, by municipality. Maybe we can mention the industries sa mga municipalities, for example sa agri, pero as to the contribution, yung share ng municipalities, wala pa tayong estimate. We only have by major industries.
The Actually, ma'am, gusto namin malaman kasi parang rate in terms of contribution. So, is it Capoloan City or Calmayo or maybe Gio Paranas? Wala po talaga.
Wala po tayong, maybe when we, compute the municipal product accounts. But actually, major industries nasa Calmayo and Capoloan. Major industries.
So, yes, and Italian has mentioned already.
Also, maybe.
All the greatest or biggest factor why Catalogan or why may mga moderation na may metro, yung mga ito sa already. So, among the two, NGO, very additional about the line of Catalogan. So, maybe also which is the leading city in terms of pollution, especially the economic growth in the province.
Thank you for the question, sir, but I'm sorry, I do not have the figure and the information you are asking.
So you have mentioned the factors na mga NGO na Balogan, pag kayo ng Metro Quezano, having many branches of 7-Eleven. So, very useful yan. Balogan ng Calmayo. Kasi Calmayo is one of the first mga pinag-anak. As gusto na po makaroon kung ano talaga yung leading city na meron pong biggest contribution or meron pong economic growth rate ba na mas pinaka. Is it Calmayo or Catalogan?
Hindi namin masasagot. Pero kung yung question is population, we can answer. Pero sa isa namin, wala pa kasi tayong estimate up to the municipal level. Wala pa tayong disaggregation ng PPA ng provincial product accounts by municipality.
Sige, tayo.
Baka maybe 5 years from now. Sige, Harvey, ano yung masasabi mo? Sani?
Magandang araw po. Regarding din sa tanong ni Sir, dun sa municipal level data or economic data, sa ngayon, yung ngayong 2024, ngayon pa lang nakampleto yung ating provincial GDP. Kumbaga, nagsimula yung pag-estimate ng PSA ng provincial level ng 2021 kung saan nagsimula siya sa Tampon region and then nagdagan siya ng 2022 hanggang pinaka-last natin ngayon ay yung NCR na nagdagdag. So, ngayon 2024, nirelease ng PSA yung 82 provinces, 33 ay urbanized cities. Yun yung sa programa ng PSA para i-disseminate or i-release yung ating provincial level na estimates. Pero sa ibang activities ng PSA, katulad ng CBNS, yung mga ibang surveys natin, like yung sa population and others, hanggang comprehensive yung ating mga datos po. Yun.
Morning, sir. Rex from UMS. Tanong ko lang po, sir. Kung ano ang major reason why yung lifestyle bumaba hanggang 18.3%. At sabi nyo, wala kayong report namin sa LGU. So, narito, natutuhanan na ito, ang lifestyle bumaba ng 18.3% or not? Thank you.
Good morning po. Sir, sa sinabi nyo, yes po, talaga po napagpuan po yung livestock natin for this year. In fact, meron po tayo mga specific commodities na umabot. Kabilang po dito yung hogs and carabaos for hog, umabot po ito ng approximately 18%. And for the carabao po is approximately 26% po. So yun po yung mga major commodities po natin na affect po sa pagbaba ng livestock. Pero as you can see naman po, for the overall EFF naman po, pataas naman po yung ating growth po. Thank you so much po.
Morning po, Caroline Best from GU palagi po may dita po kayo regarding sa dito sa mga production para accounts kasi humingi po kayo ng mga data sa KNS data sharing yung sa business permit, di ba? May data ng mga manufacturing, electricity, another services, di ba? So palagi po magpapayag yung data niyo. So magiging masayang po yung para sa
Sir, that was a remark, not a question. Actually, yeah, we are grateful that the LGUs, the municipal LGUs are providing data for the PPA estimation. So what we are able to file, yung provincial level account, wala pa tayong municipal product account. Kasi, although sinabi nyo meron kayong mga data, hindi naman kasi lahat ng sectors mayroong data at the municipal level. For us to be able to come up with a municipal product account. All sectors kasi yung covered ng production account, no? So, kung mag-ano tayo ng municipal product account, so lahat ng sectors dapat mayroong data. From agriculture, manufacturing, services, electricity, trade. So, three major sectors yung agriculture, fisheries, and forestry. Then, for the industry, sa industry, meron tayong subsectors, manufacturing, mining and quarrying, construction, and electricity, gas, and water. Then sa services, napakarami. Yung public sector, finance, so many subsectors. So, kung wala tayong mga data for these different sectors, we cannot compile for the municipal product account. Kaya, hirap talaga, sir. Kahit itong PPA, sabi ko nga kanina, desire na magkaroon, pero ngayon pa lang na-realize. So, yung desire natin na magkaroon ng municipal product account, sana wish ko lang, we cannot tell you yet, dahil kasi sa data. Pero, kung meron yung data, madali na lang kasi meron ng methodologies.
Ma'am, di ba mayroon kami sa LG na meron mga KBPS, yung kumukuha yung mga ating basic, ay yung mga hindi pali-pali-palis na kako. So, para pag-pabilis yung data niyo sa pag-gather ng information, pili ko kayo makipag-connect sa DSCD. Di ba natin kumukuha kayo ng bilis data sharing? Kasi mag-report pa kami sa inyo, di ba? Kaya mga tulong. So, pili ko kayo mga sa DSCD para may kanilang report pa mga data para offer services. Kasi minsan nila ako kami para bigay sa inyo ng data kasi yung business, address, sa tiyan kung bagay natin hindi lang dinamika. So, kailangan ko makipag-ulit sa DSCD para hindi naman mahirapan
hindi pa lahat ng municipalities nag-implement ng IPPLS. Ganda sana kung lahat na LGUs meron IPPLS. Mas madali ang consolidation ng data.
Yes, sir. Yeah, good morning. Let us find the journalist. First, I'd like to congratulate the boss. Statistics Authority for this provincial product accounts. Bago lang ito, just for 2023 or for 2022 processes. Ano siya is. So, look at ito development. And sana po kung request na natin PPTO about city and municipal accounts ay ma-realize din natin ang nagagawin news. Kasi mape-person natin more or less yung ating mga GUs, providing ka, accurate din ka. Talagang yung monitor na nila, mapipilitan sila ng monitor yung mga activities within the jurisdiction. Most likely, more realistic yung mapabuhan natin data. Now, yung isa pa dito, with the increase of our provincial GDP, what does this mean to ordinary Samaritans? Does the increase in our local GDP, will this translate to the reduction of our poverty index? Yung first two questions mo.
Actually, kung masustain po natin yung increasing na trend ng economic performance ng province, magkakaroon po ito ng impact sa ating mga families. For example, more employment will result to higher income sa ating mga families. Kung madaming industries na dito sa atin, and also expansion ng ating mga establishments. So this will result to increase in income sa ating mga constituents. Hindi lang sa kumbaga, hindi ngayon, legit na mararamdaman ng ating mga constituents yung PPA, kung GRDP increase, kumbaga kung in the long run, meron siyang effect sa ating mga families, kung sa income. And also, mababawasan yung mga poor families.
So it means a steady increase. Annual increase of our income.
Masustain po yung increase ng economy. There will be a reduction in the higher income for families.
Steady for 5 years. With these provincial product accounts, magkakaroon po rin yung mga tayo ng regional accounts. Meron po.
Regional po? Meron po.
GDP po.
Opo. Actually, karirilis lang last April. Yung sinabi kanina ni RD na regional economy post 6.4 growth in 2023.
So, unang na-launch yung regional forum, bago lang itong provincial forum.
Nauna po.
Based on this results on agriculture, nakita mo natin that we have increased production in the fisheries, about 9.6% increase. What does this mean? Ibig ko bang sabihin dito, nabawasan na yung illegal fishing natin? Yung provincial grounds? I don't know kung sino ang nakakapag dito. This is a good news for having a 9.6% increase in our fisheries. O di kaya dumami naman ang ating mga inland fisheries, just like the fish ponds or whatever.
ito yung total value of fishery production sa province. Total, including agriculture, inland, municipal fishing.
Pero hindi na reflect about illegal fishing.
Meron mo tayo breakdown. Meron tayo. Yung illegal fishing, sir?
Yes.
Hindi po maano yun, mamamonitor yung illegal fishing. Meron ba tayong representative from BIFAR dito?
Kasi yung perception namin, the increase in fishing, could probably be nabawasan na natin yung illegal fishing. Yes,
Puro kasi malinis man yung fishing, ano no? Maybe one of the effects. Wala na tayo representative from BIFAR.
Sir, good morning po. Gusto ko lang po mag-add sa unang question yung sa poverty incidents at sa GDP po, di ba? So, kapag sinabi po kasi natin GDP, we are measuring economic growth po, economic output. Pag sinabi naman po natin poverty incidents, yun po yung welfare ng mga tao, standard of living. So, kapag sustainable po yung growth po ng GDP, we can say na mababa nga yung poverty incidents in the long run. Pero pag short run, hindi natin siya basta-basta agad mararamdaman. So pagdating naman po doon sa sinasabi nyo na regarding sa AFF, if na-lessen na po yung mga illegal activities, pagdating mo kasi sa illegal activities, na-measure natin siya, pero indirect. Hindi natin basta-basta na-classify na itong illegal activity na to doon sa fishing. Hindi natin siya makaklasify. So nakapagaw po siya sa annual activities po natin. So, na-measure natin siya, pero indirectly po natin siya na-measure. So, wala po tayong sapat na justification na nabawasan na naman talaga yung illegal activities po natin sa fishing. Pero, yung sure po doon is na-measure natin siya sa GDP po. Thank you so much.
Any more questions? Yes, sir.
Good morning, PDC of the Municipality of Funchal. So it was mentioned earlier na kung gaano ka-importante yung quality data. So can you elaborate to us how do you arrive for those data sa PDAs? Anong methodology po yung ginamit? Kasi as mentioned din po earlier, meron pong mga kulang na data kaya po hindi pwede ma-produce yung municipal accounts. So, baka pwede po yung CDMS matap natin kasi for example, sa Funchal, nag-spend po yung LGU ng how many millions para po maka-implement ng CDMS knowing na kompleto po yung mga indicators para po sa evidence-based planning. So, baka po pwede matap natin yung mga kulang na indicators sa CDMS para maging holistic or central yung approach para mag-gather yung mga data sa kulang para makapag-produce po tayo ng mga municipal product accounts so that makatulong po yung mga munisipyo para sa kabuoang GDP ng province and region.
Magandang araw po, sir. Maraming salamat po sa inyong tanong. Based po sa sagot po sa tanong nyo, ano yung methodology na ginagamit natin para masukat natin ang isang GDP ng probinsya. Yung PSA po, meron kaming sinusunod na international agreed framework. Tinatawag natin siyang System of National Accounts. Bali yung latest version nito yung 2008 System of National Accounts. Kung saan yung ating mga karating bansa ay yun ang ginagamit na methodology para comparable yung pag-sukat natin or pag-measure natin ng economic activities. So, sinusukat natin yung GDP gamit yung 2008 framework. And marami din tayo mga classifications na ginagamit based din sa international grid framework na galing sa UN o United Nations. Katulad nung para natin pinaka-category yung isang activity, unang-unang ginagamit natin doon yung Philippine Standard Industrial Classification. Kung saan pinaka-category natin yung isang establishment based sa kanyang activities. Yun. And then, yung mga data natin, katulad dito sa bago natin ma-release yung GDP ng probinsya, dumadaan ito sa proseso. Kumbaga, meron kaming mga data assessment, tinitignan namin kung kompleto lahat ng aming mga datos para ito ay gawin namin mga basihan sa pagsukat ng GDP. About sa na-mention nyo, sir, yung CBMS, opo, yun ay malaking tulong sa amin na malaking tulong yung data na yun para magamit namin sa pagsukat ng PPA ng isang probinsya. And then, isang naman yung sir, yung sa kanyang message, yung PSDLGOP na sharing project. Sa pag-estimate namin ng provincial accounts, ino-consider din namin yung mga available na LGU data. Although hindi lahat ng sector ay merong available data, pero ito ay pinabalidate pa namin para sabi natin na yung ating pag-estimate ay high quality economic data. May add lang sa
for the PPA, we need the from the industries and kumbaga dapat value of production in pesos dapat talaga siya. And also, as mentioned kanina, maraming sources. For example, electricity. We have to get data from the sa Melco, ganun kaano siya dugo sa Melco and then mga water district, dapat makuha namin yung total lang nila value production, ano pa mga industries. So sa inyo siguro, pwede kayo mag-start to gather hindi na mga income statements from the establishments na alahin yung municipalities. Dapat natanan. And also for the PPA, we also use the quarterly survey of Philippine business and industry. Kumbaga, may kausap na source. Ang hindi niya ginagawa every quarter na QSPBI. And then, ang hindi nga po up to provincial level at siya ang survey. Or hindi up to municipal level. Also, may nagihap mga data sources, for example, sa COA. Nidihap natin data from COA ang ano sa mga government offices, salaries and wages, kumbaga comprehensive tanan na sectors dapat atong i-compile. So, sugadin ka ang PPP. So, sa atin, ang other sources, data at PSA, di ba may napaganda mga surveys, monthly, quarterly. Also, nakuha kami ng mga slaughterhouses. Better siguro mag-start na kita atong LGUs compile data from establishments sa iyong municipalities para makakapakitahan PPP municipal. Okay ha, sige, yes ma'am, income na natin ito, di ba? Already a total value of production of fisheries, water, income from the families. May household-based manhiya, ang CBMS. Ang PPA is, establishments.
Hindi rin po yung possible na, di ba na ang CBMS, since nga malawag naman po iya, every 3 to 5 years na lahat po. So, hindi po ba siya possible na incorporate na lang po natin ito para kada survey or kada tanggap ng CBMS, lahat po ng mga indicators is kasali po siya dun sa kumbaga isang survey na
Indicators. Oo. Actually, malaking tulong ang CBMS din sa estimation ng accounts.
Thank you po.
Thank you. Any more questions? Yes.
Good morning. Question nila po is for general custody. Is the contribution of small and medium enterprises or SME are included in the PPA? And then how it will work in today's economic performance?
Sorry, paulit yung question. Thank you so much.
Okay. My question is the contribution of small and medium enterprises or SME included in the PPA?
Yes po, na-account po natin yung small and medium enterprises sa estimation po natin ng PPA. Gamit po yung FIES, survey po yung PSA, or nandito po yung family income and expenditure survey po. So, nandito po yung ilan po sa mga variables na ginagamit natin dito is yung wages and salaries ng ating household po. Ito po ay categorize po by industry. So, nagagamit po natin siya sa estimation ng PPA and na-account po dito yung even yung pinakamaliliit po na enterprises po na meron natin. So, yes po, na-account po natin. Thank you so much.
Pwede, additional?
Yes, sir.
May additional question na lang. I'm more interested in the municipal product accounts. Paano mo ba dito yung procedure to have municipal product accounts? Does it need a request from the provincial government so that the PSA will work this? Or sa inyo na lang po?
Sir, your question is, paano tayo makaka-up ng municipal product account?
Yes, yes po.
So, ganito yun, sir. We need all the data, value of production from the different sectors. Sabi sa, like what I have mentioned earlier, we need to have a value of production on agriculture, fisheries, and forestry. Meron ba tayong data niyan? So, meron ba tayong value of production sa industry, manufacturing? Ma-account pa natin yung total production from the manufacturing sector at the municipal level. Meron ba tayong data niyan? So, mining and quarrying, kung meron ba tayong total value of production of that? So, then, meron ba tayong sa electricity, gas, and water? Makakakuha ba tayo ng value of production? And then, aside from that, construction. Meron ba tayong total value of construction at the municipal level? Then yun ang industry. Punta tayo sa services sector. their services sector. And then, if yung isang municipality, sabihin na lang natin, kaya niya, kung mayroon man, kahit city, wala pang, except sa highly urbanized city, no? So, kung mayroon man, kailangan din yung other municipalities magkaroon. Kasi kailangan, pag ma-add natin yung lahat na municipal product account, hindi siya lalabas sa provincial product account. Ganito tayo mag-estimate eh. Mayroon muna tayo sa national. Ang national kasi, sound yung data, maraming data, and then mas stable yung data at the national. So, mayroon ang estimated the national, then sa regional naman. So, dapat yung total ng region, hindi lalabas sa national. Yung total ng lahat ng regions, hindi siya lalabas sa national total. Kaya what we term there, control siya. No? Kasi kung kanya-kanya, baka madoble ba yung top-to-bottom approach yung system natin sa national accounts.
So what I will require these local departments in a municipality to submit those data. Sino po ba magsasabi? Hoy, submit, for example, I am the mayor. Next year, for 2024 economic performance, gusto ko magkaroon kami ng municipal product accounts. Kasi isasama ko rin yan sa aking state ng municipality accounts. Parang gano'n na. So, how will I start? Will I do it by my own or should I request the technical assistance of the PSA on how to conduct to gather all these data?
Hindi kasi siya ganun kadali, sir, kasi hindi siya independent. Hindi pwede. Pero, kasi like for example, long before, mayroon ng provinces na nagsasabi, gusto namin karoon ng provincial product account. Mayroon na there was a time na they did it through NEGA, pero actually hindi rin yung na-realize. Kasi, ano man, yung sinasabi, we are adapting, na-mention ni Sir Rosana kanina, yung international standards. Kasi kailangan, kasi kung hindi tayo mag-adapt sa international standards, we cannot compare, we will not be comparable with the data na the countries. So, kailangan mag-adapt din tayo kasi gusto din natin ng quality statistics.
So, question ko lang sa PPD, gusto nyo magkaroon ng municipal product accounts kasi nirequest ko sa PSA. Supposed to be wala mang plano yung PSA. You can do it by yourself, independent. So we will be blinded because we do not know the actual data for our policy making. So how can we pursue our policy making at the provincial or municipal levels if we have no actual data, considering that we have to ask permission first for the national policy?
Sir, parang if you want to have your own initiatives, hindi pa siya consider ng official statistics. Yung effort nila na come up with your indicators. Indicators lang siya, pero hindi pa rin siya lalabas na official statistics on
So, ganun nangyayari. If the province should come down, hindi rin official. Pero more or less, nakikita natin yung trend, makakakuha tayo ng data. Hindi nga lang official, more or less, factual naman yung data. Yun lang pa.
Thank you, sir. Any more questions?
usually we come up with grades or percentage. It should be coming from the grassroots. But I'm just amazed na yung sinay mo sir from top to bottom approach. In other words, all these data that we have seen right now is all provincial surveys, I should say. For those grades that you have presented to us right now. Because, for example, sa agriculture, bakit bumaba yung production na
livestock?
Sa stocks?
Livestock.
In other words, those rates that you have presented are questions or surveys coming from the provincial offices. Suppose?
Din po mga surveys.
Coming from?
Survey.
Coming from the municipality.
Conducted province-wide.
Yun nga. Yung nag-survey is from the province. So all those na mga data sa bagay provincial product accounts ko, I'm just amazed. Just curious kung ang data, for example, how did you get those numbers? Na ito yung mga percentage per product without the consolidation coming from the grassroots.
Actually, yung sources po, para po explain, we gather data from the municipal LGUs through the BPLOs, yung data, ba yung sinasabi natin na from the BPLS, iba the system. And then we also have data gathered from the surveys. Meron kasi tayong quarterly na data, for example, for agricultural surveys. Meron tayong monthly, quarterly. So, isa din yun sa sources ng data from the BPA. And also, we also have data admin-based. For example, sa Lukwa, Water District, diba? Sa Central Office. Also, we have Water District sa mga, Water District sa mga municipalities. Breakdown lang is industries. Wala tayong breakdown by municipality. Yun yung limitation sa ating PPA. Kasi yung breakdown natin is industries. Diba? Construction, electricity, agri. So, hindi tayo makaka-generate na ilan ba yung from Calvario. Wala tayong data. Kasi yung, for example, yung surveys din, hindi siya accurate kung mag-produce tayo ng municipal level. Kasi sampling. Yung sampling, sa provincial level siya na accurate. Yun yung limitation natin. For example, sa national din, meron mga surveys na national ang school. So, ganun. Hindi talaga na municipal surveys. Kaya hindi tayo maka-generate ng municipal product accounts. So, iba-iba ang sources. Administrative, yung data from BPLOs, then surveys, and then establishments based na data. Talagang yung nila, yung financial reports, isa yun sa sources namin for the different industries. In the future, we can come up with the municipal. Kumbaga, ano pa tayo? Forward-looking. So, we hope also na tayo sa municipal, we have to compile na lang. Diba? Start na tayo mag-compile by industries. Diba? Start na tayo, yung data sa BPLOs, maganda yung data sa BPLOs. Tapos Tapos yung mga, kung meron kayong mga establishments, pwede tayo kumuha ng data sa kanila. Sa ngayon, issues lang yung meron, wala pa yung ibang cities. Issues pala. Maano kasi medyo dapat kasi reach ang data namin sa municipal level.
Meron akong continue. So, yun nga na-mention ni Ma'am Lisa na we have different sources, no? Administrative, surveys. Actually, yung major source of data for the compilation, yung results ng surveys na kaso lang, as explained, yung surveys mostly up to provincial level lang kasi yung sampling frame niya ano lang siya reliable up to provincial level. Pero siguro magtatanong ka, ba't kayo humingi ng mga data sa amin kung wala naman palang municipal level? Actually, some indicators that we gather are used as validated indicators. Hindi naman siya lahat na siya yung major source of data for the compilation, pero ginagamit siya to validate the estimates. Kaya napakaraming data na ginagather. Even yung financial statement, ginagamit din yun. So, maraming data na gathered for the sake of validating the estimates.
Okay, so we'll be there to last question.
In addition, no, we need also personnel. Kung ano talaga tayo, we need to have statisticians sa municipal LGUs para to work on the data compilation, dapat meron tayong statistician sa LGU para siya yung in charge sa mga data na ano tayo kay Mayor, hindi tayo ng position, statistician position sa LGU para tayo maka-start. Yung iba naman, meron naman statistician yung ibang LGUs. Kasi we have the CMS, so nag-start na sila. Nag-create na sila ng position for statisticians. Tapos sure, meron statistician na, no? Or ba? Designated. Dapat kasi matutok pa niya pag pinag-compute, diba? Mabuti ba yan dapat matutok talaga. In personnel, pag-gather mga data. Kami, ako naman ng trabaho pag pinag-compute. Hindi ba di na nakaasawa? Naapag pag pinag-compute. Balik ka, Joe.
So, to our questions.
That's not do we have an existing laws on the volunteers or maybe an existing laws or a memorandum para lang ito makamit na magkaroon tayo ng accurate data? Kung mayroon tayong existing laws, mas maganda. If yes, maganda. If wala, do we need bill para meron kayong separate na law na talaga yung case is meron siyang independent na kailangan ng mga LGU mag-report talaga. Kasi nakita ko kasi kayo ng data, no? About sa mga performances ng mga LGUs natin. So, siyempre, kami talaga mabasa lang kung sabi ng case. Tapos magkaroon tayo ng contradiction kung estimate natin talaga mag-unsure tayo. So yun ba, do we need or do we have? Yun na po, thank you.
No, actually meron tayong mga issuances talaga. Yung mga CBMS, di ba? Meron tayo. Ngayon, meron tayong PLDS, di ba? Yung partnership ng LGUs with PSA. Marami tayong mga issuances. Also, yung creation ng statistical position, meron yan. Creation ng statistical position. Ayan, may sa PPDO naman meron sila ng statistician dapat kasi sa PPDO dapat may statistician position.
Good morning. Brent De Los Santos from the Provincial Investment and Trade Promotions Office. Well, our question, just want to share my sentiments regarding data reporting for municipality. I think the concerns, sir, are valid. Kasi nga, sa investment side, kailangan namin for the planning purpose. Kasi we need to identify kung saan yung may mga kulilan na mga industries. Like for example, sa Kulang na Grino. So, dyan, may si local government, local executives, kung saan sila mag-focus, saan nila ilagay yung resources nila to improve that industry. Kasi sa side namin, we will be promoting the whole summer. So, kung maghahanap kami ng investors, at least alam namin kung saan namin sila ilalagay. At least, may improve naman yung performance ng industry na yan. So, kung province na, so parang wala kaming interest. So saan? Lalagyan na lang sa Catalogan kasi yun yung may interest. Si Paranas, yung may interest. Oo, di alam yung municipalities na. Wala silang information o ano yung ito. So yun yung concern siguro namin na kailangan may report na per municipality. So yun lang po. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Brent. Actually, nag-start na po ang mga LGUs now that we have the CBMS. So, pero medyo lang sila sa data. Nag-ano sila kaya lang, ano pa tayo? 2 years pa lang yung CBMS.
Okay, so that ends the open audit forum. Thank you for your questions. Indeed, they were relevant to the dissemination forum, and we have taken notes of those questions. So the open forum has ended. So we proceed to
table po. Hello po sa ating lahat. Also, to our partners from the local government units and other regional agencies and provincial agencies, hello po sa ating lahat. Distinguished guests, stakeholders, once again, good morning po sa ating lahat. First and foremost, on behalf of the Macroeconomic Council Service, we would like to express our deepest gratitude po sa ating lahat. Sa inyo po walang sawa ng pagsuporta sa lahat ng members ng PSA. The provincial bottom accounts would not be possible without po yung collaborative efforts po nanggagaling sa mga sa atin. So please palakpakan mo natin yung ating mga sarili. And so, before ko po tuluyang i-close po itong event na ito, let me share yung perspective po namin as industry specialist po ng Central Office. So, as we all know po, yung mga industry specialist po yung in charge sa estimation po and compilation ng provincial product counts. And para po magawa po namin ito, kailangan po namin yung accurate data and timely data po na nanggaling po sa inyo. So, aware po kami na meron po tayo ng data limitations, data gaps na sa kasalukuyan po ay kinakaharap pa rin po natin as challenge po. Pero let me express our appreciation po sa bawat isa sa inyo since kung wala po yung effort po ng bawat isa ay hindi po magiging possible po itong PPA. So, thank you so much po sa ating lahat at on behalf of the EPA and other industry specialists po na meron tayo. And so, without po yung data na pinaprovide ng bawat isa sa atin, hindi po kami makapag-provide ng SMS na sa mga mag-reflect po sa kung ano ba talaga yung current situation po ng probinsya ng Samar. Since wala naman po kami yung sa field para po witness kung ano po ba talaga yung nangyari. Lahat po ng data na pinibigay ninyo, ito po yung nagagamit namin para i-justify kung ano po ba talaga yung nangyari sa probinsya ng Samar. Okay. Again, as per our national statistician, the economic performance of the province of Samar are not just statistical numbers. Instead, ito po yung reflection ng ating mga achievements and lahat po ng challenges na kakaharapin po natin. Also, the insights po na discuss po kanina are not just meant para po isa